Hey, what up guys, it's Osprey. In today's video to talk about Scorpion in Mortal Kombat 11. So Scorpion got some significant changes from the test, through the game and now the recent, not patch. It's not a patch, so don't ask for patch notes. It was like a stealth patch, so they're not listed anywhere. But, having played Scorpion for 100 plus hours pretty much, yeah, noticed a lot of changes. So this video will be divided in 3 parts. First of all, I'm going to talk about his overall changes, the main character, then his Reborn variation, which is a tournament variation, and of course his Searing Rage variation, which is also a tournament variation. So there might be way more changes in his other abilities, but I'm not going to talk over that and not going to touch on that because I'm pretty much only play the tournament variations. Right on. So right off the bat, do not trust the current frame data when it comes to the move list as a whole. You gotta do it in here. This is the actual frame data, and it's very precise, and depends on ranges as well. So this is your go-to option. Right on. With that being said, what changed? First of all, his base damage. Scorpion deals way more damage. For example, a simple B&B combo, which is like a simple punish. This would have dealt like 220, and now as you could see, it's about 270-ish. So that's really, really good. Solid damage for 1-bar combo, and it's not even, not even optimal. You could do more, depending on the variation as well, of course. Then, very, very interesting, if we put him to blocking, his spear is way more safe. Like I said, so this is proof of concept. Here it says -65. It was back in the day listed as -55. Now it's 65, but that's wrong. I tested it. It's actually like -31. Depends on the range, I think, as well. There you go. 33. Why is this important? Obviously, you're not gonna, hopefully, not gonna throw a spear this range, but it was very annoying for your combos. Like, they would have just went with a breakout and punished you for your combo attempt, which was really, really frustrating to deal with. But they pretty much eliminated that to a certain extent anyway. If we do it like this and then do this. So I'm doing the spear and blocking. Trying to punish, not that easy anymore. So we are safer, which is a very good thing. So the spear got safer. I think on recovery as well, it recovers faster. I mean, even if you almost did it like full screen, they could still walk up with a good mid and punish you. So that's cool that they changed that. It's like almost someone of the QA department was listening to almost every single thing I said. Literally listening to almost every single thing I said as we progress. That's not all. His back 2, I think, is less unsafe as well. I think it was super unsafe. His back 2 normal. Oh, it's just -10. So not like completely unsafe. But this, of course, the good button because it can special cancel it. But still, very nice. Now things get really interesting, boys. Now we get to the things he really, really needed. My boys, so this string right here is -7. -7 is basically my turn is gone. Like, it's your turn, the opponent's turn. However, look at the pushback now. This left him pretty much like super close, right? So you could easily go for a reversal grab to take your turn. But now look at the range. You see that? Beautiful. So you can, just walk back. I don't know, like shimmy him. This is beautiful. And this had a huge gap. Huge gap. Right? I'm trying to interrupt. With the, I think 7 frames standing 1. 7 frames. No chance. Can I jump back? Can I jump forward? Can I neutral jump? Can I backdash? No chance. So what can I do? 2 things you can do to also tell you about the weakness. can Fatal Blow, or you can Flawless Block it and punish it like that. But still, what an improvement. What an improvement. Beautiful change. I think this might be very well his most important and his biggest change. Absolutely fantastic. Right, what else do we have on the list? We talked about the pushback, we talked about the small gap, and finally, I think, if we put him to block all, please if you will. This string right here. I think, first of all, it's like less unsafe. You really got to super be on point to punish it. Literally adjust frame if you're punishing it with a normal. And I think it has a smaller gap as well. I think this was super huge when it comes to gaps, right? If I record him doing it and then block. The best thing I can get, apparently, is a trade. Like I said, 7 frames, right? No avail. And here, you can forget it. So that's really good as well. Especially, since this is -7. So it's safe. Do you see that? So if and the range is incredible, right? So if they're going to trip guard, you're trip guarding them, you know, you do something crazy, you could easily punish them and, yeah, hit confirm that. Right on. So that's pretty much, you know, the basic changes that I'm going to list here. So what about his variations? Now things get really interesting. So a lot of people were asking me, like, what's with this variation, right? Did you look into it? And to me, it was not really worth it, because his teleport cancel, first of all, I wasn't sure about the frames, and second of all, I didn't really want to look into it because it was so expensive. It cost 2 defensive bars, and bars you need in this game to wake up, to get out of trouble, to break out, you know. So you really needed bars. However, now, my boys, we're in a situation where it only costs 1 bar, and that, my boys, is huge. You could do it mid-air. You can just try to get out of trouble, you know, full screen. This is now really interesting. And look at the recovery. Do you see how fast I'm available in again? To press the attack? Fantastic. 1 bar plus a recovery. Fantastic. Now, I'm not 100% sure about this, but in this variation he also has the air grab, right? I am pretty sure, but don't quote me on this, that back in the day, the crushing blow requirements for his air grab was to spend a bar, right? Now it's different. It just got a hit by itself. So that means, you know, you gotta catch them mid-air. No bar spent. And now it deals damage over time that way. Right, so that is Reborn. Now, my boys, it gets deeper. Let's go to Searing Rage. This is very interesting. Very interesting. So his death spin, right? This move right here was super unsafe. Super unsafe. Probably like in the 50s. Even if only the last hit, that hit right there, hit, right? So if I spaced it well, it was still super punishable. But now we're in a situation where if I space it right, do you see that -19? -19 at that range is not bad. Especially like if you, well, I mean, if you play like against Cabal or something, it's probably still unsafe, but that's just a matchup, really, isn't it? But here, there's not much they can do about it. You're super unsafe still if you do the X1, because of the X1 leaves you pretty close to the opponents. But if I were to do like, you know, something nice maybe, I don't think a normal would reach. It's not easy. It's not easy. Even if maybe. Yeah, definitely not easy. So if you know the chip is there, you probably just can go for it. Especially if you have the buff active. And yeah, that is his Searing Rage variation. So, I mean, even just with his damage buff, this variation is now very scary. Because, like, just by default, right? If I were to do something like realistic combo, right? 1 ball, that's 30%. If I were to activate things. Ah, 3rd time's a charm. That is a lot of damage for one bar. I think I could have even gotten more if I went for the spinnies. You guys doing alright? %36 for one bar. Gotta have the buff ready to go. And yeah, that's pretty much the Scorpion changes. I did a guide on Scorpion in the stress test. If you want another one, you know, with his changes and, you know, current one with the full game, let me know in the comment section. Hopefully I'll be doing that as well. But yeah, that's Scorpion for now. And yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll catch you guys later. Midsound signing out. Peace.